Reed, this is Crowland Publishing, and today we're going to do 5 NPCs that always work. Now, prepare to learn. Prepare, because in 391, Theophrastus, playwright, wrote a piece called The Characters, and he nominated 30 different kinds of characters that could exist for plays. The garrulous man, the stingy man, the coward, and the no women. The women weren't allowed in the theatre back in those days. That would be crazy. So you get fevers. But what he did is that he discovered what we now call the character sketch, which is just a way of understanding that human roles are limited, human social roles are limited, human personality types are limited. There's only a certain amount of people in the world, and there's only a certain amount of personality types in the world, and from there it's just mixing and matching. But ultimately is that the people in the age of ancient Greece were essentially similar in many, many ways, not all of them, but in many, many ways to us. And we would recognize them, and they would recognize us. They would recognize our foolishness and our vanity and our pride, our kindness, our love, our lust. It was just being human. So how does this all relate to D&D? Well, it's pretty simple. Part of the art of being a DM is coming up with characters on the sly. It happens all the time. Players take you by surprise. It's just how it is. And you often find yourself having to come up with NPCs all the time. And a very, very good way to be prepared for this is to understand that, again, there's only a certain amount of social roles that people can play and personality types that people can have. I'm going to tell you 5 now, personality traits, and how to use them within a game. The snivelling lickspittle. This is often the bad guy's sidekick. It might be your sidekick, it might be an ally sidekick. This is Salacious Crumb, Jabba's little monkey mate to Jabba the Hutt. This is Desard to Darkseid, the fascist space god. This is James May to Jeremy Clarkson, the yes, master. You know, the, oh, you're so right, master. Oh, you're so clever. Oh, yes, you know. An oiling manservant. Or perhaps it's a girl who's sucking up to a more alpha mean girl. Perhaps it is someone who just is trying to build up your self-esteem or your PC's self-esteem to such an extent that they become quite oily about it. This is a fantastic sub-bad guy. This is a fantastic go-between between the bad guy, the main top boss bad guy, and your PCs. We'll come back to that in a second because that's a useful role to have. But the master, it's beautiful, and the behold the coming of my king. Someone who the players can go, oh, you're excellent NPC. The honorable warrior. Doesn't have to be a warrior. Doesn't even necessarily have to be honorable. But what it is someone whose sense of self-righteousness and morality will put them on a certain course that, even if it's self-destructive, even if it's dangerous to themselves, even if it's dangerous to others, even if they know it will not get what they want, they cannot see past their honor to get there. This is a kind of well-intentioned extremist as well sometimes. Now, perhaps that means that you've made an alliance with a noble knight or a noble baron, and they're like, no, we must destroy the evil dragon who lives in the woods. Even if you know that the evil dragon who lives in the woods will bloody massacre them, he is sworn to it. This is the crusader who is, no, we must free the ancient homelands of the dwarven threat. Even if the dwarves are pretty nice, and your PCs know that the dwarves are pretty nice, the honourable warrior doesn't care. They can be an ally locked into a dangerous path. They can be an enemy who genuinely perceives the PCs as being dishonourable. Whatever it is that the trick with the honourable warrior is that they genuinely think that they're right, and that no matter what happens, they must continue on their path. It's a great, tragic NPC to be friends with. It's an interesting NPC to be an enemy to. The brat. The brat is essentially someone almost always younger someone who does not take you seriously, who demands to be the center of attention, who will not do what they are told because they do not respect anyone but themselves. There's a few ways this can be. This can be a bratty little sister who is a PC's bratty little sister, or maybe it's a princess. Maybe it is someone that they have to guard. Someone who does not take their situation seriously and so will put the PCs in danger. It's a princeling, it's a rich man's son, it's a spoiled elf. It's just someone who's like, I don't want to. I'm not going to do that. No, we're doing it my way. No, I don't feel like doing that. Just someone who is oppositional for no other reason than to be oppositional. Someone who gets their jollies from annoying people. That's a brat. Oh my god. PCs bloody hate brats. So if you're ever looking to throw a little chaos into a scenario, use a brat. Use a brat. Use a rich girl who everyone is just like, oh my god, she's the worst. Throw in a hobbit who's like, no. We'll just do it my way. We're going to eat now because I said so, because that's how hobbits do it, and hobbits are right. Brats. Use them. The wise mentor. The wise mentor is just that. It is someone who is a senior position to the PCs. Often this is just higher level. They are teachers. They instruct PCs into certain things. Now, often this is a character who starts off in the PC's backstory. This is the person who taught them swordsmanship, who taught them wizardry, who trained them in the ways of the druids, who showed them how to play the guitar. Often the PCs will have a very, very good relationship with this person, and you must therefore kill this person. Mentors dying to start the plot is a very, very, very old and very, very effective storytelling trope. Ask Gandalf, ask Obi-Wan. They die. If you make them so that they are at least 2 or 3 sessions on screen, and then you kill them, it's very, very effective. But also, PCs can meet mentors. The kindly king or baron who wants to teach them how statecraft works. The person who hires them and takes a shine to them. Maybe in your game, to learn some secrets of leveling up, they have to go and find someone and teach them how to assume wild shape or raise the dead or learn the secret techniques of the monk masters of long ago. This is a good way to introduce a mentor into the game. What will make the PCs remember the mentor and like the mentor is that the mentor is invested in their success. That's what makes them a mentor. From there, it's just a matter of adjusting the dials. Is the mentor eccentric and weird? Is the mentor grumpy and curmudgeonly? Or is the mentor extremely solicitous and wise? Finding the voice is important, but just remember to keep the mentor caring. The robot. The cold-blooded man. Often, these are NPCs that exist between the big bad guy and the PCs. This is a sub-boss, and it should be a sub-boss that gives the PCs the impression that the boss has bloody lethal henchmen. This is Kobayashi from Usual Suspects. She will be butchered. That is the only word for it. This is Wesley from Daredevil. This is the character who walks into the PCs like the banker from Game of Thrones, and who walks into any kind of situation and is completely professional. You can kill me, but it would make no difference to my employer, I assure you. Go ahead, torture me. I'll say nothing. But my master will be displeased. That sort of thing. The whole nothing you say can throw them. PCs can sometimes get a bit annoyed by it. PCs can sometimes get a bit like, well, why aren't you impressed by me? Look at me, I've got charisma 15, I'm scary. But that's not how the NPC is working. The NPC just, their emotions are turned off. There's something very, very cold about them. Why do you sometimes get bad guys like Tywin Lannister, for example, who never loses his temper, or Mr. Sinister or whatever, just the cold, in control personality type? I find that big bad guys, you want to have a bit of a rant and a rave. So I really, really like this as a sub-boss NPC type. Go ahead, kill me. That kind of a character really, really works for me. So that's 5 NPCs that hopefully you can use in your campaign. Please like, please share, please subscribe. It really, really does help. And I will see you next video. Bye bye.